Okay. You know, I think I know how to fix my camera. I have to unplug the USB and plug it back in. And I could do it from behind the camera, so I don't even have to get under the desk. I'm willing to try it. But I have enjoyed not being on camera. If I'm being perfectly honest, I have enjoyed there being no camera. It has been nice to be an invisible little gremlin. As is my nature. Okay. Let's play some video games. We've got more MSQ to do. So now that I'm, you know, not nearly as depressed as I was a month ago, and hopefully sticking this way, so I'm thinking that the streams are going to be more regular now. The only days I'll take off are going to be days when I'm like hopelessly behind on other work, or if I just need a fucking day off, because I only get one day off right now. I don't really get it off. So every now and then I'm just going to be like, I need a fucking break to just do nothing. And honestly, that's probably going to be Thursdays. Which for a long time now, Thursdays have been kind of fucked. So there's that. Oh, hello, that's an Umbreon. I didn't even have to see the name. I recognize that scowl. I know that angry face, resting bitch face from the headmaster himself. Okay. Let's do some video games. We got to talk to Ilbert again. So I had a shower thought when I was hanging out with your boyfriend, and I'm thinking that, oh, that's a silver. Hello. I'm thinking that what's her face? What's her face of the Domans? Lady Yugiri. I'm thinking that she and the Domans are going to become too powerful for their own good. They're very quickly becoming spy masters, or in that position. It's a very dangerous position for them to be in. For us to have them in unless they're our allies, but that's not necessarily guaranteed, because politics are difficult. I think they may be like mercenaries. I'm kind of suspecting a betrayal. I don't know. Not expecting it, but I wouldn't be surprised to find that there's a sharp turnaround from Lady Yugiri, because her character so far has been very one-track, and we don't really know anything about her beyond her circumstances, but obviously they are quickly embedding themselves into the local environment, and being very successful as spies and information dealers, and I'm wondering how central a role they're going to be playing in what I can only expect to be the downfall of the Scions. Not the full downfall, but the downturn. Probably thanks to Alphino overstepping his bounds. That's what I expect to happen at this point. But I foresee the only meaningful path for her character being that of an adversary. If they stay in this role of the invisible helper, it just ends up being so flat and one-dimensional that I would really question why they're in it to begin with. Why are they even in the story? So the economy of character dynamic makes it seem like there should be some trickiness coming up. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not calling it, you know. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it does go that way. I don't think it will, though. But it could, and if it does, I'll be like, I told you so. Okay. Let's do it. We have yet more questies to do. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Rael's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. I think I know how to get there without help, but that's also not exactly the case. Perching cat boy. They're everywhere, dude. Alright, let's go. Bernadette? I know that name. Fuck, I don't know how to get there. Wait a minute. No, I do. Do I? I'm gonna try and wing it. I think I go up this way. And this takes me to the Lancers Guild. Hey, Vegas. Nice jammies. Here we go. Oh, gee, I know I don't know where I am anymore. Okay, I'm gonna go up this way. Yeah. I think up here. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, yes? Yes, I know. Yeah. That little gate right there is it. Uh-huh.
Meow.
No, meow. I did it. I got here all on my own. Unless I'm just misremembering, I'm pretty sure this is how you get there. I don't know. No meow at me. There we go. Eat my ass, chat. The entirety of chat line up. Okay. Hello, Ilberd. After all this time, you'd think I'd know my way around at least a little bit, you know? This way, my friends. Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. Your quarry makes for a Hawthorne hut. If Roaille is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distance. Well, I haven't said a word all day. This is like the first time I'm opening my mouth, except for sucking dick twice. So, expect yawns. Well, our ingenious friend at Garland Ironworks, friends, have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we've installed them around the city-states. In doing so, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with the Masters. Roaille would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet as well-known face in the Immortal Flame, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. I'm not even tired. 'Tis for this reason I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Ellison are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not likely to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne's hut and catch Roaille in the act. There we go. I can't help my... I probably need to start recording before I stream, because at least I'll get it out of my system, then I can edit out all the yawning. You got this. Come on, let us peloton together. Or stand there very quickly, that's okay. So I was talking to Rian, as I do from time to time, and I was saying that we are going to... Where am I going? That we're going to do Crystal Tower as part of the MSQ near the end. It's not something that we need to worry about for raid night, but we can actually just continue the continue MSQ as normal, and then we'll just kind of do them with whoever's around at the time. I think that's a good plan. Then there's other stuff for actual raid night, which we're going to do all before we get to Heaven's Sword. I want to be able to do Heaven's Sword with all that stuff taken care of. Yeah, I think we'll one-shot it, because as far as I know, they're Alliance raids, right? They're 24-man, so... We're not going to have the option of just running with ourselves. It's good, you know, something that's going to probably get melted by the 24-man no matter what. We have enough for... I think we could get up to 12. I think there are about 12 people if we got everyone on board on the same day. I think we'd have about 12. You know, we could do half an Alliance raid ourselves. That'd be pretty nice, but I'm not worried about it. My people report that our quarry has departed from the Bramble Patch. The Ivy returns to the Gnarls whence she came, but perhaps that is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with the Garlean Masters? I feel like our hunt for the Ivy is going to be a problem. We're going to overstep our bounds, or something's going to go very wrong, and we're not going to apprehend, we're going to kill. And then it's going to be a he said, she said as to whether that person was innocent or not, and then we just end up kind of, our legitimacy is ripped out from under us because of a blunder. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but it feels like it would need to be Alphina's fault. Yeah. It would need to be Alphina's fault. Whatever goes wrong needs to be his decision, his judgment is what needs to be brought into question. Ultimately, he has to be the problem. My countrymen and I shall lay wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Okie dokie. Hello? God? Dragon Dick? Oh, it's Umbria. The Dragon Dick himself. There we go. Oh yeah, did I turn this? No, it just isn't any background music here, huh? Not that I don't like the, is that actually Yoko? That guy's name is fucking Yoko Taro. There we go. Well, thank God he's here and playing the game. There we go. Fucking Yoko Taro. Imagine being able to get that name. That's, man. You would think all the devs would reserve their names. That's what I would do. Wait a minute. Oh, Jesus. I'm going the wrong way. Hello? There we go. Going right over to it. Yeah. They were right on top of it. I looked at it and I still went away from it. Okay. Just beyond, Roaille is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer, an imperial intermediary, no doubt. I have a lot of doubt. This is it, with me. I don't know. This seems so fucking sketch. Like, all of this intel comes from her, too. I don't know. I don't know how much of this I trust. Like, how do we know that what they're doing is wrong? No, this is all gonna go so wrong here. Flame Marshal Eileen Roaille, you were under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. Bitch. Yeah, we don't... You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. Is she gonna ninja vanish? What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. This is all wrong. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. We're here on nothing but suspicion. God, this is gonna go so badly. Oh, I have mail. I wonder what that is. I'll forget to check it. Even a warrior of Rael's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? Yes, I have, and I hated it. I'm not touching it ever again. You have the aptitude for it, I believe. So please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. Yeah, it's, I mean, this needs to go wrong. We're waiting for something to go horribly wrong so that Alphino can get his ass chewed out. You know, he needs to be debased. Badly. You know, he's too big for him's britches, as they would say in Yeehaw. There's just, and that whole setup there, she didn't do anything wrong. I didn't catch her doing anything wrong there. It bothers me. This whole thing feels like either a setup or we just have the wrong person and it's going to become this issue. I still feel like it's got to be bigger than that, though. You know, it's a Final Fantasy game. It's got to be bigger than that. Oh, my goob. Goodbye. Okay. Get away from the door, bitch. I'm trying to get through. Papa Limo. Tataru is juggling. Of course she is. He's still in Papa Limo are just watching. Why would they not? It's not like anyone else around here actually does any work. It's all me. There we go. Welcome back, Mico. I understand that Alphino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? I know I can talk to them, I just don't want to. Charges of treason and espionage against Eileen Roaille. I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? Oh, I think there's a huge manner of misunderstanding. We just don't know it yet. No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust the authorities to uncover it. There are no authorities. Oh my god. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Good. Tell me all about it. Bacon broth? Ugh. As you may recall, Iceheart used an aetherite in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from the House Fortam caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about a second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Aethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we've been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetherite to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetherite upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Charlayan. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Yeah, I think about that a lot, Freckles. How much of these buildings is just hallways and these gigantic open rooms that serve a single function? And I agree. I think it's a matter of trying to make the third-person camera fit better. It's also how you know it's a fantasy game, you know? Because these spaces are, like, impractically large. Since you're here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I'm certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northwestern gates and northern gates and await her coming. Yes, off we go. Who is this mystery person? We haven't had many Dragon Boys be important NPCs yet. I wonder, was their race added later in the game, or? Because we haven't seen them represented very much at all in much of the writing so far. Until now. They were added later, okay, it makes sense. Ah, Green Bean Panda. Hello, Murgo. Look at you. You're so cute. Bitch. He's always slapping people. Rude little slut. Alright. Let me see. Where are we even going? Over here somewhere. Simple plan. I'm tempted to take the mount there, but we're already basically halfway there. Let's just go. We've had cat boys from the beginning. We've had everyone but the... His tail's just straight up there. They came in Heavensward. Ah. Interesting. I wonder if they're going to add any more races over time. You know, from this point. They added male Vieira, but that doesn't count. Male Vieira not being in the game is just an oversight. What do you mean they're already struggling with current? What does that mean? Who let the child drive? Well, that's clearly an important character. And another cat boy. Is this Fern?
Minfilia, am I right?
She's angry. I'm glad we got voice acting. Maybe they'll say her name.
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
Say her name!
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Ah, a lady of taste.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Charlian scholar and an authority on aetherite technologies.
Moonbreeder, what a name.
She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
She's huge.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that pronunciation. I would have called it, I would have done it Moenbrida. Moenbrida. You know, something like that. But it's Moon. The fuck? Well, I'm glad they did the voice acting there, so at least I know the official pronunciation. Yeah. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. It is nice of Minophilia to get out from behind the desk for a moment. What does that bomb mean again? I can't remember. Can't remember what the bomb means. There we go. I'm picturing every dragon now having the shame noodles. Just tiny corks on the front, and then the actual big old pool noodle in the back. Oh, do not disturb. Horny. Oh, okay. Got it. Is that an otter? Don't leave me. Oh. So cute. Where are you going? There we go. Alright, what do you got for us? I wonder if Tataru can talk and juggle at the same time. She's gonna go be a performer for money. Nice. She's juggling an axe and a knife in there. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just 3 pins. Well, she's bored as fuck. She's got to learn to do something out here, you know? She can't be counting grains on the wood cupboards. Here we go. I don't think I have the otter. I'm pretty sure I don't. Hold on. Mending guide. I do have meerkat. And the white witchlet. And a red panda. And my goob. But I do not have any otters, unfortunately. I have a lot of minions. Fucking thing.
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Please give me Papa Limo voice acting.
Sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
She's 2.5 Papa Limos tall.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Jalian to assist us.
She's fucking intense. She looks like
I
kind
bid
of...
Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites.
She looks like she plays volleyball, then runs a marathon, and then kicks your ass. For fun and sport. Like, she's so fucking intense.
Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
All before dinner, yeah.
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
Oh. Her boy toy
And
arrives.
nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
I ship it.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
Yes, I've been waiting for someone to squish Uriange this entire time. I've been waiting for it. Squish that green bean. Just grab those ear cups and just bend them. Something. Yes.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me.
Oh, the poor boy. He has not the strength.
I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on. Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it then, your missing aetherite?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate a second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
No, I think she just teleported. I don't remember her going to the crystal. Like, she was by the crystal, but I don't think she used it. I think she just, like, was looking at us and teleported out.
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the Aetherite.
But that was me, and I'm not sure. Okay, I'm sure.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate.
That's fucking horrific.
However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
I'm a protagonist. I have plot armor. We can do this. Surely I won't be killed. There we go. The start of Heavensward is just making a new character. Okay, I like this Moonbreeder. She's a breath of fresh air kind of character, a little bit more active than everyone else who's so heady. Okay. I have already informed Alphino of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moonbreeder described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, and that I have faith that you will return to us, as you always have. Okie dokie. I'm not worried about it. I trust this Moonbreeder lady with my life. She squished Urianger. What more could I ask? There we go. Oh, Tadaru's done juggling. Okay. Everyone's gone back to work and she's just left alone there. She needs like a pet dog or something. Like, we've got to get her some kind of companion that so she's not so lonely all the time. Oh, hi, Murgo. And there we go. Well, hello? What do, Murgo? You're so tiny and angry. What is this? What is any of this stuff? 69 in Gale, hell yeah. What is all this stuff? They're minions. There we go. By Mirko. Followed by another potato. There we go. Alright, well, let's take a look at them. Why not? Minion. Eh? Oh. Let's summon this guy. That's kind of cute. I wish it had a face. It would be like a, it'd be like the slimes from Dragon Quest. That would be great. Let's see. Wind Up Palom? I don't know this one. This I think Murgo had this one out earlier. There we go. I don't think, I think I've had this one for a while, haven't I? I can't remember anymore. Fuck me. And then there's the hawk over here. I've had this guy for a while. I don't know who this is. Here we go. Oh, I like the bird. Bird fits us pretty good. The hawk is actually a pretty good deal for us if you're like full roleplay mode. Hell yeah. Adorable. Okay, this one's being added to favorites for sure. Absolutely, give us the little squish. Thanks, Murgo. There we go. Why are there so many goddamn potatoes? Get out of here. Go to school or something. Okay. This is a big name for this quest. The Instruments of Deliverance. There we go. We got a bit of a ways to go. I still felt like we should have a crystal over here, or one down here and one up there, but then I'd want one at all three places. I just want them everywhere. There we go. So we're flying cross country again. I keep forgetting I can auto run. This is so nice. I'm very curious how... So right now the plot is very stable. Everyone's moving in the same direction. We don't really have a named enemy. The only real adversary is in custody, theoretically. You know, things are going way too smoothly. We're all like, you know, board game pieces in a little bag right now. Someone's got to come by and shake that bag and then dump it out on the floor. And then we've got to pick it all back up again. That's kind of how every plot happens. You know, that hasn't happened yet. Everything is still neatly packaged. I'm waiting for it to go horribly wrong. And I'm really kind of hoping it's soon. Something needs to go wrong here. I'm at the end of 2.4. I hope it isn't just they summon Shiva and then we do it, and this character only existed for us to teleport a little bit. I'm hoping that, you know, we get more of her. I'm hoping that something significant needs to happen at some point. Who is this? It's Murgo. Oh, I didn't read that. Hold on. Good to see you. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Why would I ever have second thoughts? I don't even have first thoughts. How would I get to the second one? Captain Ildbird sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the... Oh, Jesus. He attends to the interrogation of Reason Roaille in Ul'dah, even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetherite. After you, Scion. You think I would be in there helping? There, it's ready. It worked, I think. Try attuning to the Aetherite now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. We have done all we can. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. Well, that's not going to happen. I want to fight Shiva. I want to see her design. Shiva was one of my favorite summons in 10. So it'd be cool to see how she's depicted here. Well, we're back outside again. Well, that's the panda. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbreeda's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message from you from Sir Emmerich. There we go, here. I don't know what it's going to be. We may not have enough players. Sir Emmerich regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Mico, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Haloni bless you with good fortune. I didn't even mean to, it just came out. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. I'd have to see that and stare at that for a while to know how to pronounce it. Okay, let me see if anyone is on. What does that mean? Oh, he's in a party. Okay, we do technically have enough. Panda, Murgo, Umbreon, if Umbreon wants to join. Silver seems like he's busy. There we go. Okay. So we have to, right? Yeah, we have to go in here. Let me just take a look at it. There's Snow Cloak. Okay, got it. Scoop now. Okay, got it. Okay, good. I'll go ahead and scoop. So there we go. Grab. Let's see. Invite to party. There's Murgo. Come here. Okay, and then let me grab Mr. Silver. Invite to party. Okay. And then we should be good from there. Just got to figure out our classes. Do we have a healer? I don't know that we're going to have a healer. There we go. Oh, it's an 8-man. Oh, yeah, that's right. Everything from here forward is going to be 8-man. I don't want to do this with randos. I don't know why I thought this would be a four-man thing. Let me take a look at this. Yeah. Yeah, 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS. That's unfortunate. I don't want to do this with randos. Ew. Okay, well, I suppose... maybe this... We can make this wait for, Yeah, we should... Like, if we could go in as 4 and do it as 4, I would be okay with that, because it would just be longer, but, like, there's no reason we couldn't do it. I don't feel like doing it with randos, like, at all. I just don't even want to deal with it. Let's go do our gamble for the evening. Take a look at that for a second. I'm fine to go in with 1 tank and 3 DPS. Hello? Why did I go to Gridania? Why am I going to Ulda? Stop that. Gold saucer. Just wasting money over here. Okay. Let's go do some gambling real quick. God, I never know what direction I'm looking at. We could do it in 6? Oh, interesting. Let's do mini cackpot. Okay, well, we're gonna go for the 1, 2, 3 here. Oh, ho, ho! Very good. Next. Well, there's a 3. Well, we got the 7, 8, 9, so I'll take that. That's not bad. Second prize. Let's do again. You can go in with 4. She would just get blasted fast doing unsynced with higher level people. Yeah. We're doing this one. If that's a 2, we got it. Oh, damn. Close, though. Not bad. I wouldn't mind doing it as 4. We just don't have a healer. Yeah, the scratch and sniff tickets. I wonder if they smell like. I'm fine with hard mode. I think the fight just takes a little... Oh, God. A little longer. You know, theoretically, there's no difference as long as we have the core members of the party. Thor, baby. What a name. Well, I've done my gambling. I'm pretty sure I've got tickets. Do I? I don't know. I don't know that I trust that I got tickets on Saturday. Hold on. I feel like it did, but let's go check. Murgo can heal? Okay. Murgo can heal. Unsynced, we would absolutely demolish. Oh, okay. Well, man, I don't care that it's going to go quick necessarily. We can always try it again when we got an 8-man. Like, we can add it to the list of things to do. Synced as a proper 8-man. Apparently, I didn't get my tickets. I'm glad I checked. I was pretty sure I didn't. All right, give me your numbers, sluts. Here we go. $11.30. All right. Y'all. Another one. 6924. Horse Classic. Yes. Our silver giving us 0001. Wow. Okay, we'll see. I'm putting my faith in you, chat. We'll have to check that on Saturday. Goodbye, ankles. Okay. So Murgo can heal. We just need a tank after that, which I know Panda can tank. So at that point, the 4 of us can just go in. right? And if that's possible, I say we do it. Y'all tell me, because I don't know shit. Oh, dude, Panda looking great. Let me check and see what this says. Doop doop. Level will be synced upon entry. Average item level 80. Level 50. Role and item level restrictions are lifted for parties meeting minimum size requirements. Well, what is the minimum? Requirements 1 to 8 players. So we're within that range. Camilla Bussin again. Hello. Come here. There you are. It's fun running into the same people randomly, you know? Here we go. Oh, I see. Okay. Level sync. Can only be selected when using an unrestricted party. Participate in duties without meeting the minimum party requirements. Okay, I want to do that. Sync all participants into duties required level. We do this, right? This is what we're looking for? Y'all tell me, because I don't know. This is it? Okay. I've never done this before. Is that silver? Dead again. Okay. Setting loot rules, I'm not worried about that. Loot is all going to me. We can invite Umbweon? Oh, yeah, we can. I suppose we could go with 5. Okay, let's do that. Let's do... No, not you. Oh, for friends. Friends list. Let's get Umbreon in here. Yeah, whoever's on. We might as well go for the 5. Yeah, we can do this one. Okay, cool. So we could just go with the 5 of us, as long as we have Mirko healing, God help us. There we go. That'll be fine. I'll just be me and Silver DPSing. Silver's a bright boy. Nice dong. Excellent. Crushed. Okay, so it looks like we'll be fine. Umbreon can roll whatever he wants. Okay. 2 healers, 2 DPS, and a tank. Not bad. Okay. Well, good. I mean, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. I'm fine with having two healers because we're going to be good. What do you mean, wait? Too late now, bitch. I sent a ready check. You said you were ready. We're going.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace.
Don't care. War crimes.
A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Why did we stand there and watch? That's a good point. I like 10 better. I like the chain things she had. They were cool as fuck. I would ask what the mechanics are, but we're gonna... Oh, good 3 DPS. Hell yeah. Murgo, you're on your own to heal us. Okay. Go for it, Panda. I'm sure she's gonna die very quickly. I'm not worried about it, but we're gonna do our best here. Oh yeah, there's no music. Here we go. Got to put it back on. I'm just gonna get away from everyone. And we're mostly guessing on this, but you know what? That's okay. There we go. Oh shit. I think right here's okay. She still got dots? Nope. Put her dots back on. There we go. She's going down fairly fast. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. And I got low there. Ad phase? Yeah, it looks like it. I'm gonna go for the ice soldiers, especially because they're punching me. I'm glad we have a second tank in here. This is good. I'm only hitting 2. There we go. Holy shit! I didn't even see the AoE there. Well, I didn't even see what hit me there. Huh. Well, good luck, brothers. Oh, it's a DPS check. I see. Silver playing possum and surviving. Oh, that's a classic. Okie dokie, we try again. There we go. Yeah, I'm not even sure what hit me there. He punched and I was dead. There was no AoE marker on the floor as far as I could see. Pop over here. This might be Twintania again. We got her down to like 2/3 HP and then ad phase fucking killed us. Okay. Try and pay attention to what she's looking at. Don't even attack me. Power dots. Let's get him back up. And you. And you. Okay, there we go. Okay, here comes that ad phase. Pretty sure. Not yet. Nice HP. Oh, come on now. Still 20 seconds on the dots. Yeah, it would be nice to have a second tank, I think, instead of a third DPS here, just because there is the ad phase here that's tough to take care of. There's a lot to have to aggro. There we go. Don't punch me, I'm squishy. Murgo can tank, he's a good boy. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're doing all right over here. Oh man, I'm not doing a lot of damage. I feel like I should get my dots back up on Shiva in the middle of all this. Let me get dots back up on Shiva. Hello? Oh, I did it already. Fuck. Wait a minute, what? Oh yeah, this. It's just going to be a room-wide AoE damage. At least that's all down. That's fine. We got past that this time. Nice. Okay. Let's get both our dots back up. Let's get this back up. And off we go. Oh, silver. Oh, no. That's a lot of damage. Here we go. Song is still going, so we're good here. Getting a lot of extra damage out of this. Let's go ahead and get our dots back up. Not forget about them this time. Keep forgetting to use my 2-man. Oh, goodbye. This looks like a problem. Yeah, I don't know how to avoid that. Oh shit, I'm super dead. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. See if we can get him out. There we go. All right, Panda's free. Shit, Murgo's got his work cut out for him. Holy shit. All right, let's get our dots back up. Ooh, okay, I'm going to do this for a little bit of extra HP. Murgo has less that he has to worry about. No, don't move. Oh, God. You're supposed to stand still. I see now. I started slipping sliding. Ah, my bones. Oh, I'm super dead. Oh, no. That took Umbreon, too. Okay, so when that attacked, you just don't move. Both times I started wiggling around and it fucking killed me. Honestly, we've still got the core up. We only lost 2 DPSs, you know? They could clear this. There we go. I believe. There we go. Unless Murgo res me. Oh. I believe. Let's go, dude. I want to live. All right. Get our dots. Let's go. All right. Get that back up. Coming right over here. There we go. Did I put the same dot on 3 times? There we go. Oh, is Umbreon going to be alive for this? Nice. Nice, we did it. Nice, GG guys. That's an interesting mechanic, that slide mechanic. Nice. Fucking Murgo MVP. Yeah, he worked so hard. He worked so hard at that fight. Oh, we did it, dude. Nice. Nice. That feels nice, being able to beat that. A smaller group. A second healer would have been nice, you know? Oh. There we go. You didn't heal for some time is probably true. I'm glad we only had to do the 1 ad phase. Yeah, that would have been tough if we had to go through that ad phase again. Just managing that many of the ads would have been really rough. Murgo getting his ass beaten. Well, GG, friends. Thanks for joining.
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander a mother's gift.
I'm wondering how much of what she said isn't bullshit, you know?
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome.
Wait, I was voicing it right the whole time?
Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Nice mutton chops, you fucking loser. Nice. We done did it. Get the fuck out of my party, bitch. There we go. By the 12, you were alive. I mean, of course you were alive. Why wouldn't you be? Iceheart did what? I read that as dickhead. Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Javanians are skilled with glamours, after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? Fair enough. I was only asking. There we go. Whoa, buddy. Her eyes are up there. Alright. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll gather everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to Whitebrim Front and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. No, I doubt that. He probably has forgotten what's happening. There we go. That, or he's busy playing at politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon. The only explanation is a concussion. Off to Whitebrim Front. There we go. Go see Alphino. The little baby. Alphino's the kind of guy who's never actually played chess in his life versus anybody who like knows what they're doing. But he believes wholeheartedly that he is extremely good at chess. That's Alphino. Oh, these fucking stairs. Ugh. Come on, dodo ass, take me up there. There you are. There he is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? Could have gone in from the top. I don't know. It's 2 sets of stairs from the top and the bottom. It's maximum inconvenience. There honestly should have been a giant window in here. I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of a victory, if you would be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life. An outcome worthy of celebration. And for one which we have Mico to thank. Yes, you were right, of course, Sir Emmerich. We should be content with what we have accomplished. He's so small. He barely sees over the table. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillamon, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant Stoll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it there are self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House Fortum caravan. Less the crystals which compromised the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. Oh, and on an unrelated note, Mico, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? It is not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Are you fond? What a good boy. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him. There we go. They just walked into the damn wall. There we go. And fall on the table and a goddamn heathen. Okay, off we go to Camp Dragonhead. We might as well fly over there, especially if it's dodo time. Into the void. God. It's good to know that we can do the 8-mans with a skeleton crew. I think I'm definitely open to that in the future. But I think if we have 5, we do 2 tanks, or we do 2 healers. I think honestly 2 healers makes more sense, but I definitely think that that's what we do. 3 DPS is a bit much. I'd rather the fight go a little bit longer, but have much more chance of, success. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Learning the mechanics as I went and sliding into the wall twice. Oh, that's how that works as I die. What were you thinking, Mico? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete a ritual to summon Shiva anyway. And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat. And by the fury, Mico, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet there I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend and veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. Oh, he missed us, that's all. But you are here now, and that's what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emmerich wished to have words with you and Master Alphino in private. He awaits us in the accessory. What a precious green bean. Wait a minute. There's not another door around here. Just another unbelievably large room. Other fights bring back slippery floor, so it's good to learn. Ah, yes. Same thing when you're hiding out with Cat. The slippery floor. Greetings, sir. I shall show you in at once. And you better. Bitch.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks.
Chat, stop thirsting.
Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Natalan.
Fucking chill for 1 minute, dude.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary.
He's like Alphino's peacocking. You can hear it in his voice. He's just peacocking. This whole thing, he's pretending to be bigger and older than he is. Like, fuck. Oh, I can't wait for him to be smushed.
We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgardsormr could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
Wake up, dude. This is what politics is. You wanted to play politician. Here you go.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget. One born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second in command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind?
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
Oh. It's good. It's, you know, whenever you have a villain's dying words, you know, tell you that everything you know is a lie, it's usually the truth. There's no surprise that, you know, when we're playing in international politics, that there's going to be an amount of one party using the other. You know, there are no friendships in these politics. Everything is transactional. So it makes 100%. Oh, fuck off! Let me up there. So it makes perfect sense that, of course, yes, we're being used, but we should also aim to use in the same time. You know, we should make sure that we're getting what we need out of these arrangements. Alphinaud just thinks that he's going to be able to go in and just like everything's going to be wrapped up neatly with a bow and done, you know, dust off his hands and there he goes. It's not how that works. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reprisal of the primary threat, and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that the mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine, then, if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized people as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before he had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could very well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Mico, it's better that we continue this conversation in Mordona. Yeah, this Constance Victoria is just listening. Oh, that's a panda. I thought I saw Murgo jumping around too. Who's that little whore? No, that dragon's too big to be Murgo. Hello? I see you there. Jumping bean. Freaking Murgo. Go to bed, Murgo. Let's head back to Revenant Stall. Yeah, Alphino's smugness is, man, I can't wait for him to have his nose rubbed in the dirt. It just needs to happen. How long are we going to be kept waiting until he gets shot down? Shout out to Jelly Time. There we go. There hasn't really been, there haven't been any shifts or direction changes in this patch so far, 2.4. I'm pretty sure I'm at the end of 2.4. Yeah, there really haven't been any shifts. It's been all one direction, straightforward to the goal, complete the goal. Maybe it's because we're not part of a bigger, longer length piece of content here that, I don't know, I'm expecting fuller length plot structures, you know? I'm expecting things to be changing, but with how long, I don't know if that's a valid argument though, because it doesn't matter. Like with the job quests, we had what, maybe 6 quests to do entire plot diagram. Within 6 quests, we had the full arc, and several of them had twists in them, you know? It feels like there's always room to be able to do something like that. Nice, Silver. Enjoy your pescatiti.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as, damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of pieces on the table right now. The hardest thing that we're going to have is, at this point, figuring out how it's all going to come together. But I feel like we have all of 2.5 to do that, right? And then after 2.5, we start having Sword properly, right, at that point? All right. Click it. There we go. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard Zormer. What a name. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Did you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? Oh boy. Hopefully we're not being assaulted here. It's just Alphino being a little bitch. Mico, 'tis well that you're on hand. We have a problem. Roaille has escaped. Of course she has. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Roaille quitting the city via the Gate of Nold, with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridianum. I'm certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilberd and the First are hot upon Roaille's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt. That's pretty damning. I'm hoping it's not that straightforward. God, I'm hoping it's not that straightforward that she just turns it was me all along. You know? I fucking hope not. Okay. Brovy Broverton. Stumbelina Blount, nice. There we go. Okie dokie, off we go. We haven't been to Thanalan in a while. We haven't been to Camp Bluefrog in forever. Oh. The tiny little Lalafell with its giant black mage hat. Excellent. Oh yeah, delivery Moogle. Let's take a look at our mail. I don't fucking trust this shit. What is this? Lionheart attack. Oh, this is kind of cute. I'll take a look at that later. I don't have enough brain power for glam right now. Alright, Ilberd, what do you got for me? My thanks for coming. Everyone always thanks me for coming. That's the kind of generosity of spirit that I'm looking for, the kind of gratitude that keeps the world spinning. I was spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Roaille walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Raban's decision. Wait, we have Raban's decision to keep the matter secret for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her. And so here we are. Roaille must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum. Final Fantasy VIII glam stuff, nice. 8 is the one Final Fantasy. Okay, so like there's anything before 7 doesn't exist. I know nothing about it. And then there's 7 that I really don't know anything about because I can't be asked to read all the dialogue if I watch a playthrough. Then there's 8, which I know nothing about at all. Then there's 9, which the only thing I know about it's Catboy. And then 10 I played. 11 was an MMO, a Lamau. And then 12 I played. 13 was hot garbage. And then there's 14, which I'm playing now. And then 15, which was a mistake. And then 16's coming out, and God, I hope it's good. What was that glam? That was, I don't know why I got it, but it just got delivered to me through the dev team. Just thanks for playing them. Can I... No, I'll take all. Did it put it in my armory? Oh, no. Oh, it did. Okay, let's try on. What does this look like? Oh! Oh, yeah. Is this for... Oh, I like the fur collar. Oh, that's kind of good for us. There we go. Oh, good. Doggo's fine? Good. Yeah, Leon Hart, whatever his name is. I only know him from Kingdom Hearts. I like the fur-lined collar. I think it's good on our bun boy. The big open neck collarbone action. It's a good deal. Okay. Another time, though. We have a date with the Glam Gods. Of that much we can be sure. Here we go. Huh? We're not that far. I'm going to teleport. Fuck walking. 330 days sub. I didn't realize I'd been subbed for almost a year. I ain't played for like a month and a half at this point, right? Not a teleport, you dumbass. Fly. There we go. Oh, Yu-Yu-Hace is over here. What a precious boy. He's not quite Wedge, but he's a good boy. Oh, level sync. Nice. Yes? This wretch was with Roaille. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when they cut him down, not even when he started screaming. Oh my god. No loyalty even to her own, the goddamn harpy. With me, Cyan, we almost have her. We stepped on his nuts for a minute and a half and she didn't even blink. Like, who's the bad guy here? Oh, she's super bad. Okay, no, she's definitely just the bad guy. Well, it is what it is. I'm not happy with it. Here we go. That's a lot of men. Well, luckily I can handle a lot of men. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's her. That's the Razor. Okay, we're not going to go after her. Let's get the Centurion. Let's go help these guys out. Get the Sagittarius down. We don't need any big DPS boys. They got to die first. Let's do all this. Get these Equus down. Get these guys to join the fight and consolidate our forces, kill the Centurion, and from there we just gang up on Eileen here. Oh, did they just summon more because I killed everything? God damn it, dude. Let's get some dots on her. We'll go in and just AoE all the reinforcements here. Get the Sagittarius. There we go. 2 Sagittarius. Let's do this. Well, this is a proper, fucking going on here. Luckily, we've got some decent AoE. My god, they just keep coming. Just let the NPCs attack her, though. She's taking so much damage. Someone else put a dot on her. Nice. Yeah, Ilberg has her. All we need to do is keep everyone else alive as best we can. I'm gonna get the... Oh, yeah, the mage has to go. Mage has to super go. There we go. There we go. Nice healing. Oh, she's super dead. Wow. Completely fucked. Get the Brazzers logo on screen right now. She's done. Summon as much as you want. I'm gonna take this Colossus won't even die by the time she goes down. Oh, she's stuck at 1 HP. I might have to deliver the killing blow, or we have to kill everything else. We'll have to see. Hey, no, none of that.
on, dude.
No. That is a lot of men. She's got 1 HP. Please kill her. Well, they killed her way too fast. Y'all can fuck off, dude. Oops. Let's just go after this. We're not dealing any damage to her. If we do AoE there, it doesn't matter. Keep this Vanguard down. Our healers are doing a great job keeping guys alive. Hey, no. We did it. Nice. She finally ran out of plot armor. There we go. Bind her and do it tight. I trust the potato. I don't trust anyone else. Good work, man. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. No, we did great. I don't even know that we lost many soldiers here. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What would you know of low? You, a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. She's not wrong. Oh, God, that hit him right in the ego. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it's your God-given right to rule over others. He does. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we low-born Ishgardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people but resources to be consumed. Ah, capitalism. I did what I had to do to survive. Stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagine me a paragon when I joined the Flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you the only person to have ever suffered. In case you have forgotten, Raubon himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others for their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Okay, that's some fucking propaganda right there. Listen. That's not what she's saying. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Yes, you took the suffering instead of trying to change the world. Got it. Okay, good. Everything we have, we fought for. That doesn't change the fact that the system's fucked up, man. Hey, Neo, good to see you, man. Welcome back. How are we any different, then? 'Tis true that we're both mercenaries of lowly birth. 'Tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. The fucking potato, I love him. Well, that was good. I love that she took a dig at Alphino there. I don't like that line of dialogue there. I think that she was misrepresented what she was saying. Ilbert's not wrong, but at the same time, just because if you're dealt a shit hand because the system is broken, just because you figured it out, you got lucky, you got some opportunities, that doesn't fix the fact that the system's fucking broken. There we go. Not so much as a hint of remorse. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Raubon chose his. There we go.
I've heard. Truly bothersome business.
Oh boy, here we go. Telegii Adelegii. I'm ready.
No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raubon. There is no telling what the brute might do.
He's on the phone. I was going to say, whoever he's talking to was behind the pillar or on the phone. We don't know who he's talking to. So maybe he has a co-conspirator, but it doesn't necessarily make him evil. I'm still holding out that Teleji Adeleji is not the actual villain, but so far every obvious villain has been the obvious villain. They haven't switched anything up. But if you take every expected villain and none of them end up actually being the bad guy, that's just as bad. So I'm not saying that he should be the innocent guy, but man, I hope that there is some kind of twist with this, because they literally showed him being suspicious. So, like, I'm hoping that there is something more to it than that. The Goblin King himself. Yes, it's him. Also, yes, I'm enjoying this story very much. I've enjoyed myself. It's classic Final Fantasy writing. It's been a good time. I have played Final Fantasy X and 12. Loved them. I played Final Fantasy 13, and the writing was so bad I could not continue playing it. I have a headcanon that I'm very satisfied with, and I will never touch that game again because they fucked it up. And let me tell you my headcanon. There's a scene where Hope pins down Snow, I think his name is, after finding out that Snow is responsible for all of his suffering, and he's about to fucking kill him. And then he just doesn't. And that's the moment where I put the game down. Because what should have happened is Hope has to kill him and then goes on this massive arc of finding himself and redeeming himself, and maybe not being able to redeem himself in the end. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but regardless, we really had the potential for such a beautiful story of this kid acting out emotionally and then having to deal with the fallout of that, and then teaching us a valuable lesson about revenge not being satisfying and actually making you hollow. What a beautiful fucking story that could have been. But no, he just gives up and everyone's happy in the end. Yes, Snow was responsible for letting his mother die. It was built up so well for Hope to kill him, and then he just doesn't, for seemingly no reason other than the writer said, nope, not allowed. I think it could have been such an interesting story, and especially because of how young he was. He had complete intention to kill him, and then he just gives up. I don't know, man. It bothered me so bad after the rest of the writing, effectively up to that point just being shallow cardboard. Just cardboard. 13 was not very well done, in my opinion. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to play it ever again because I didn't like the gameplay either. I just didn't enjoy it. But I think I would like to watch a playthrough of all three games. Because I could suffer through it if I'm not playing the game. I could just watch it. But I still maintain that Hope should have killed Snow, and I think it would have sent the story in a much more interesting direction. But about 15, it felt so unfinished. Fern and I will disagree, but because I know she liked the game a lot, but I suspect that she liked the atmosphere of the game more than she liked the merits of its plot. I'll say that, and that ends up being my point of contention, is that the boy band road trip element was cool. There were some genuinely great interactions between the boys, and there was a lot of potential for their dynamics to play out and grow over time. But I found the core plot to be so meaningless. It just felt meaningless. Everything we were doing, there were no real stakes. It didn't feel meaningful. The boys with the boys, the boy band road trip element was really cool. But the actual stakes of what's going on in the world just felt so hollow. I just wish we had done without it. Let it just be this, I don't know, let it just be something else. It just felt hollow. Yeah. And I don't necessarily think that you have to have a good plot for the game to be good, but the gameplay boiled down to run away, teleport in, whack them a couple times, run away, teleport in, whack them a couple times. I found the gameplay loop to be pretty shallow as well. It didn't feel like I was ever growing. I had the best gameplay style unlocked from the moment I could teleport, and it never built upon that. After that, it was just a numbers game. But when I play a Final Fantasy game, I play it largely for the story. I play it for the RPG progression elements. I like the number systems as they increase. I like a number system that forces me to make decisions. Like the license board in Final Fantasy XII, loved it because I felt like I had a limited resource. I was earning those points, and I had to spend them wisely for what do I need now, what can I wait till later to get. I felt like I was making real priorities, and I felt like I was making progress with everything I did. The world was beautiful to explore, a lot of variety, very interesting. The character interactions were fantastic throughout the whole game, and the central plot was gripping, absolutely gripping from the very beginning. It started out at such a good tone for what to me makes a great Final Fantasy game, which is the deep intrigue, the political schemes, the international conflicts going on that we end up getting wrapped up in, the conspiracies that come true. These are Final Fantasy things to me. For 10, I was younger when I played it, but it still, going back and looking at it, it was still a very interesting set of interactions between the characters. The world was interesting. The central plot was less gripping from an early stage, but there, as soon as you get to the point where you realize that Yevon is a sham, which, I mean, you can pick up on that from an early point. But once the characters are like outright fugitives, going from hero to fugitive status is almost always a cool thing to see and experience. But the story was gripping because of the personal narrative of the characters as they go throughout this journey. The journey itself is almost secondary. Final Fantasy XV really stood to be in a similar position where it was all about the intimate relationships between the four boys. But it just didn't feel like their characters ever changed or grew. And that was my problem with it. It never felt like the story developed or progressed. Everyone was static. The characters were, at the end of the game, almost the exact same people that they were at the beginning of the game. Without that, any dynamic change for the characters, there's no feeling of growth. And without that feeling of growth, it just feels hollow. It feels meaningless. It feels meaningless. And that's how I felt about 15, is it just didn't feel like anybody grew. Except for the blonde, the blonde guy. I can't remember his name. He was the only character out of them that I really felt was had enough depth to warrant his place in the cast. Prompto. He was the only one that felt that he had inner conflicts. He had dynamic to his character. There's a lot about him that I like. He reminds me... Hey, Raven, by the way. He reminds me a lot of a character that I'm writing in a similar boy band road trip story about this group of 5 guys who get swept up into the military because they are naively think that it's just going to be a vacation thing. And then they get into it. The realities of it are a nightmare. But there is a character in that is very similar to Prompto in the same kind of depth and complexity that Prompto has. So I'm fond of that character because he's familiar to me. But they also present him very well. There's one conversation I'm really glad I ran into, an optional extra conversation where he and Noctis, I think the main guy, are sitting up on a roof, and then Prompto, they have this really intimate, vulnerable conversation where Prompto, who has been kind of the class clown up until that point, becomes very serious, very thoughtful. He reveals how aware he is of things, even if he doesn't look like he's paying attention, he really is, and things are heavy on him, even though he doesn't show it. And there's this moment, beautiful moment, where he opens up. And that, to me, was like the best part of Final Fantasy 15 was that conversation. It peaked. And I got that fairly early on. Yeah, I didn't watch any of the pre-stuff for 15 either. I'm not a fan of having to seek third-party material, or second-party material, I suppose, in order to make better the plot. This is another reason that I haven't followed Kingdom Hearts after 2. The type of elements that I use when I'm writing for my story. It's everything, man. I sit down, I construct stories with these massive outlines is how I work. I'm an outliner. So I don't just start drafting. I don't go by feeling. There are mechanical reasons for everything that happens. The plot is thought out from the beginning. It's fleshed out into passages from that point. But the characters are developed, man. You've got to have developed characters. The other two characters in 15 were so flat. They had no real personality. They were like anime tropes. Their whole character was like the one trope. The smart, kind of smarmy. He's a cook, by the way. You know, the other guy is kind of a brute, and that's it. You know, I don't know. There wasn't enough character depth for me to care about them. By the time we get to the end, and it's the end, I'm just, it's whatever. Who cares? You know, that's how I felt about 15. There just was not enough gripping me, and the gameplay itself was just not interesting. I'm not a fan of the action based, you know, a hack and slash based Final Fantasy is not my thing. I think it's why I didn't like 13. 12 I thought was the beautiful middle ground where you still have the thinking man's game of effectively turn-based, but you still have control and your positioning matters, and you still have the opportunity to timing matters a lot more than it did in 10. It's not about pure turns. You still have to figure out the timing of things. You can synchronize things. And you had to figure that out, and I thought it was a really nice mix. To me, Final Fantasy XII's combat system was that beautiful middle ground between what it seems they've always wanted, which is just hack and slash. Which isn't a problem. It's not a bad game type, but it's not what I want Final Fantasy for. You know, I'd rather play Devil May Cry if I want to play a hack and slash. But I don't know. Just my opinions. But that, you know, you asked what other games I'd played. Those are the ones I've played. Someday I want to watch a playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, but I can't bring myself to just read the text the whole time. I just can't. I like listening to it in the background. I'd have to deliberately watch it, which I can't. I don't have the attention span for that. I don't. Like, I don't watch Netflix for that reason. I can watch maybe one episode of something, and then I've got to go do anything else at that point. So I haven't heard anything about Final Fantasy 16. I didn't even realize it was actually announced. I intend to play it. I'm going to play it. Same with Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm not going to play 3. But 4, when it comes out, I'll play it. Yeah, Final Fantasy 8 is one. I was saying earlier that I know of 7. I know nothing about 8 at all. And then 9 is the one with the Catboy, and that's as far as I got. And then 10 is the one that I played. I didn't even play it. When I was in middle school or high school, I think, and my best friend at the time brought it over and played it. I was in middle school, I remember. Because we actually used some of the... In Final Fantasy X, you could go into the... There was a way... I don't remember where, but basically the jukebox, you could play any of the game's soundtrack in the game. And I remember we had a video project in one of my English classes, and it was about Edgar Allan Poe. But we used one of the music tracks from Final Fantasy X in the background. We took the video cable out of the TV so it would only play audio, and we recorded us holding up credits in front of the TV as the music was playing from the TV, and we recorded it on a camcorder. And that's how we did the credit sequence for our video project. I remember that. Yeah. Ten, I don't think I would, I don't think I could play 10 again. I feel like I've grown to the point where it's too slow. I think an in-depth narrative analysis of 10 would be good, because there are some... of all the reviews I've seen of the game and the common conversations about it, I think really overlook some of the core parts of what makes 10 overall very well done. I'll say, every time we bring up 10, I say this, and I have to keep it. I'm going to get on my soapbox about this one thing. The laughing scene is one of the best scenes in the game. And it's not bad voice acting. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. And people miss the point. And it bothers me so much. It bothers me so much. Because it's purely misunderstanding and misrepresenting it for what it's supposed to be, which is one of the most touching moments where finally Yuna lets down her guard. It's the exact moment where she learns to trust Tidus more than any other scene in there. Oh, no, don't do this. Anyway, sorry, slap my keyboard. I'm so angry. Anyway, let's get back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, I have a lot of opinions. Of course. I am a streamer. Of course I have opinions. Every Final Fantasy feels like they were trying something very different with the combat, which is interesting to me. No two games are the same, as far as I can tell. Obviously, I haven't seen all of them, but of the ones I know, no two have the same combat system. All right, anyway, Teleji Adeleji is up to some sneaky shit. No, the laughing scene was not an insult to voice acting. They told them. Literally, they were told to make a fake laugh. A forced fake laugh. That's what the line was. It wasn't bad voice acting at all. It was exactly good voice acting for both of them. It wasn't Tidus. Tidus was not actually laughing. It was meant to be an awkward fake laugh in order to get Yuna to bring her guard down. And she joins him and does the same awkward pushed forced laugh to show that she's joining in. She's letting her guard down. She's finally fucking relaxing and not taking herself so seriously. It's one of the biggest moments of development for her character because it's deliberately awkward. It's meant to be. Anyway, okay, putting my soapbox up, okay? Teleji Adeleji.
Have the blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace.
I'm still pulling for Teleji Adeleji, not the villain.
Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while.
See, I think Lolorito is the asshole. And Teleji Adeleji is trying to prevent the bullshit. That's what I think.
Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
I don't know, though. He still sounds kind of evil, but still, I don't know, man. God, I hope he's not the bad guy. I hope he's not. I like Teleji Adeleji. He's a little asshole, but he's our little asshole. He's not necessarily suggesting she's about to die. I mean, you could definitely read it that way, but I think they're writing this in double entendres. There's still an avenue where he's not a butthole. There's still that avenue. It's not completely closed off yet. I'm pulling Team Adeleji. Okay? Let Us Clean Together, the best video game ever made? Wow. I wonder if it's actually... Oh, okay. Knowing the plot of Tactics Ogre, Let Us Clean Together, best video game ever made, by the way. I'm gonna look for references in this quest and see. Okay. Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of their miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raban, and that shall be the end of it. 8 is where Squall came from? Oh, nice. Your work here is done, my friend. Thanks. But I have one last task for you. Of course you do. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Menphelia of all that has happened. I am aware that the antecedent held Raelle in high regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends. Man, I feel like they really squandered Raelle here. She was like the obvious bad guy, and then she was just the obvious bad guy. Her motivations were really weak too. It just led to some It just led to some moralizing that I don't even really agree with. 2.5 is pretty short. Okay. I'm waiting for Slathborn to be a bad guy. El Pepe. Hello, friend. What a name. Let's finish off 2.4. I am prepared. Hello, Tataru. She makes me smile, man, every time I see her. Mommy Slathborn? Okay, listen. I would love someone, as someone who knows nothing about Final Fantasy VIII, except now that Squall is in it. I would love someone to try to explain the plot of Final Fantasy VIII to me, since it would apparently be entertaining. Sometimes someone needs to do that. Not now, but sometimes someone needs to sit me down and walk me through Final Fantasy VIII, because I want to hear that. Isn't there a jester in one of these games?
I have already received word from Alphino.
Alphino.
To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say.
Huayu? What? Flame Marshal Huayu? What the fuck is French even doing? Only 2 of those letters make sense. Holy shit. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind in Heaven's Ward. Oh my god.
Together with Robon, Eileen lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
Floor is always hers. She never gets off the floor.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with White Auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls.
Oh, I didn't know it could do that. That's nice. And convenient.
Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to Auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether. one to equal that which Hydaelyn did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Okay, you cannot yell at me for doing Goblin voice for the Lalafell when they voiced Papalimo like that. Okay, it's canon. I'm doing it accurately.
Oh, what if we had 2 pieces of white auricite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
So here's what you do. You get 2 pieces of aetherite, and you point them at each other, okay? You suck the Ascian into one, and it shoots out when it frees itself, and it shoots it into the other one, which holds it for a while, and then it shoots it back out again into the first one again. You just have that Ascian asshole ping-pong back and forth forever. They're trapped. Wrap it in a little box, throw it in the bottom of the ocean. Bing, bada bing, bada boom. Fucking done.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
It would seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auricite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
2 tall glasses of water pouring back and forth forever. I'm down.
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands.
No, do not turn her down.
Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least.
Yeah, they still haven't told us shit about what's going on over there. Please!
According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the Isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the dark beings call the one true God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
I'm just glad we're talking about it again, because it seemed like it just kind of... it fell out of focus for a long time there. It's easy to start forgetting some of these side plots if we don't touch on them every now and then. It had been a while since we touched on Baldessian. Oh, I'm so here for this. This is the shit I can't wait to see. I want to see the Sultana get thrown off a cliff.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
I hate it. Huayu.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire.
he would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Every time they say it, it's like the voice actor pauses and then says it.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the Calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Voris Osgalvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
7 hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
His little salute.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve.
Yes, revolution!
I know you can hear me, monitorous scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
No. Oh, the Moogle.
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace. I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cardinal Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The Monitorists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the Monitorists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the Monitorists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The problem with unregulated capitalism is that it's unregulated capitalism. You can put a leash on it, and that will dampen some of the problems. But it's still capitalism. It's still going to inherently be a problem.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few.
Because survival is turned into a commodity. Come on now, you know this.
The Monitorists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people.
Proper democracy instead of oligarchy?
For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Is she gonna take her own station out too?
Nay, you jest.
My friends, It was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue.
This... You're gonna laugh at me. This vindicates Teleji Adeleji. Because he knew from the beginning what her intent was. To dissolve all of it. If she replaces the Sultanate and the Syndicate with an honest-to-God democracy, which is what she's suggesting, I believe, the money may still rule in some ways, but the people will be able to choose their leaders, and at that point, the people's will, in theory, is the one being reinforced. I did not expect her to willingly step away. It's interesting that this is essentially her idea. I think Teleji Adeleji is supporting her in doing this, and he's trying to make sure that shut the fuck up, Dawn. Get out of my room.
Are you winning, son?
Fuck you, Dawn. You're not my real dad. So it's interesting. I'm still pulling for Teleji Adeleji to be a good guy here. He's never going to be a good guy, okay? He's a dirty, stinking capitalist. But there is room for him to be assisting the good guys, even if it is for his own benefit. I think he's positioned himself to be seen as a man for the people because he was supporting the refugees. I think he's been aligning himself with not only the merchant class that he's a part of, but trying to endear himself to the downtrodden that would represent the majority of the people in this population, and that majority would put him into the ruler position. I can see his political strategy. If that's what's happening here. I mean, we'll see. I don't know, but it is interesting that she's willingly stepping down. I expected her to be assassinated or pushed into it. So it's really interesting to see that she's willingly leading a what's it called? A Velvet Revolution? I can't remember what it's called, but it's bloodless. And there would be chaos as people feel that they're not organized. I would hope that she was putting together the replacement so that there is an immediate transition of government, as opposed to saying, you don't have a government anymore, ta-da, and then she just takes off her crown and fucks off, you know? What this is again, my headcanon that this is just a literal child who's role-playing and everyone else just goes with it, okay? She's tired of role-playing the Sultana. She wants a new role, and then she's just changing rules, but she has to change government to do it, because as we know, she's not really the leader here. It's been Raoban this entire time. So she's telling these two adults in the room that she's going to change roles now. That's what's happening here.
As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Raoban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah. Your Grace, are you certain of this? There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people.
Yeah, in the game's actual lore, the Lalafell are... This is an adult of the Lalafell race. My headcanon is this is just a child. And then everyone's just going with it when they role-play being a Sultana or something. They just let them do it. And everyone else goes with it.
Raoban, Forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
It's an interesting turn of events. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Was that the end of 2.4? There we go. Yeah, I'm interested to see where do we go from here. I did not expect that to be a willing transition. I'm on team Adelegi, dude. I think he's still going to stay prominent. I don't think he's acting altruistically, but I also don't think he's the bad guy. We're going to start 2.5 on Thursday. Yes. So that's interesting. I like the politics. Love the politics. This is what I love Final Fantasy IV, seeing the politics play out. So it's very interesting. I still think the way this is playing out is Teleji Adelegi is supporting the Sultana in this transition. I think he's just taking the opportunity to put himself in the position where he has a running in the Republic to become leader or highly influential. In a corrupt democracy, you have more power than in a traditional monarchy. There's much more room for it because there's a lot more mobility and you can buy influence. So I think we're going to see that the Syndicate may even favor a republic because of that. I mean, we'll see just how real world the politics get, because that's exactly what we see in the real world, is that democracy is easily corrupted, yeah. I could probably do 2.5 in one day. Well, we'll look at it at Thursday then. But hey, that's going to be it for tonight. I had a good time. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for watching, hanging out with me. We'll take a look at this on Thursday, and if not, we'll take a look at it. Well, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming up on Saturday. Let's take a look at this on Thursday. I'll see you guys then. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try and figure out my camera. Get that shit figured out so we get our webcam back up. Anyway.